guys, welcome back to Harry von Hoofpigs. Hope you enjoyed the Chad video. I like to do something interesting for you guys at the start of each review. So if you liked it, please like and subscribe. It helps me out massively. Right, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Terra B's merchandise. And for the purpose of full disclosure, Terra B have been kind enough to send me this IFAK pooch for the purpose of product review and testing. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to attach this to my belt kit and put it through its paces. And rest assured, any findings I have, I'll feed back to you guys and Terra B. Happy days. So without further ado, I'll crack on with the product review. So I've opted for Terra B's comprehensive solution to an IFAK system. It encompasses the actual IFAK pouch itself. And they've gone into partnership with a company called Black Bear Solution. I believe it's Norwegian. Again, they've got a very credible background in military, police, law enforcement, that kind of thing. So they have a very good idea of what's required in an IFAK pouch. It comes in 3 parts. 1, 2, which is shears, and then a third one here. So I'll go into more detail of that later. So as you can see, the layout, again, is well thought out. You open the package, you're immediately impressed, and you're like, oh, I want to get my hands on my toys. Okay, so the IFAK pouch, immediately first impressions, you can just tell the quality. The feel of the product's very good. You can feel that it's going to be durable. It's a Cordura wrap 500 with an elasticated chassis, obviously to allow things to go in and out smoothly, your equipment. It comes in 2 parts, an outer and an inner skin. So the outer skin there, as you can see, is hollow to allow the internal package. The back of the pouch has got various power systems for attaching to your fighting order, to your belt system. Again, lots of different laser cuts there for whatever size belt you run with. Also has, which I'm really impressed with and I'm really happy with because it's one of the features that's lacking on my current system, is a nice small belt loop there. So you can either pass it through your belt and retain it on your belt system, which will give it a nice fit, form, function and a nice positioning on your belt, so you're distributing the weight nice and evenly. Or you can go through the power system as well, whatever takes your fancy. But again, with all the Terra B stuff, it's incredibly well made, incredibly well tailored, and you can tell the attention to detail. It's got its dead loops, and it's also got what seems to be a nice bit of plastic reinforcement in the loops itself as well, so it just makes it nice and easier to thread that through the system. Everything's double stitched. On the top here, you can see there's either like stuff to put gloves or attach bungee, so you can attach a cat tourniquet on the top of the system there. And then just moving on to the actual internals itself. Inside there is the kit, the medium IFAK kit. Comes complete with, let's have a look. Okay, so you've got what appears to be a decent length of hook and loop there, so you can obviously cut that down to size and fit whatever you want to fit inside your IFAK pouch. A load of small elasticated bungee, a toggle so you can fit it, and then this is good as well. Like on my last system, as silly as it is, little considerations like this weren't present, and I found that a bit gash to be fair. So you've either got like a decent IR reflective tab here, or you've got a nice red one. So depending on where you're operating and what your tactical considerations are, if any, you've got that option. So if you navigate your way to terrab.deutsch on the old interweb, you'll be presented with their homepage. As you can see, they provide bespoke solutions to both military and emergency services in the form of a Gucci kit. They've got an excellent reputation in Germany, and it's now starting to be recognised throughout Europe. They're also kind enough to offer currently serving members of the military and emergency services with a 10% discount. So all you got to do is discover more and go through the process and prove your entitlement, and you get a 10% discount on all your items, which is very generous and awesome. So at the top here you can see different options for different categories. If you scroll to pooches and scroll down here, you'll see a vast array of different offerings from Terra B for different requirements. But at the bottom here, you'll see that they're currently doing two kind of IFAK solutions. One's a small IFAK for discreet carrying and a pocket somewhere, and the second one is their medium IFAK solution here. So if you just click onto this, go to euros. Okay, you'll see that the current offering is for €80. The IFAK pouch comes in a vast array of different colours and cams. So we've got black, stone grey, multicam, German flecktarn, and then a black multicam. You can either choose to buy it with the kit, with the additional trauma kit, or without the trauma kit. The IFAK pouch itself comes in at €80, and if you used to try and procure the ETAC medical kit separately, that would be €80 also. However, if you used to buy it with the trauma kit as a package, you save yourself €5. So yes, that's pretty hoofing. So we'll just have a quick flick through some of the imagery here. As you can see, it's rather a tidy solution offered by Terra B. You've got the outer sheath there that attaches to your belt or your fighting order, and then an internal kind of like envelope with a clearly marked red flag, and you just pop that open, and then it presents you with all your medical items. You can see that it looks quite robust. The 500 Cordura looks quite substantial there, and the handles on either side of the internal allows for like easy access and easy removal through the system. In terms of husbandry and keeping everything nice and tidy inside the kit, you can see that the two inner plates there have got like laser cutouts for both the hook and loop and for the bungee there. So it's just a case of placing your items where you want them within the pouch, and then just weaving through and securing in place. On the top there, you've got options for additional elastics to kind of hold your cat tourniquets in place. Yeah, so the Black Bear solution in terms of the expanded trauma kit, the ETAC kit, the items you get included within it is a compressed gauze, which is a nice small package, a dual H-vent chest seal for entry and exit wounds, a nasopharyngeal airway, size 26F, which converts to a size 7 in the UK, emergency blanket, a 4-inch Israeli emergency bandage, gloves, a roll of duct tape, medical shears, and a Sharpie tool. The thing that makes the Terra B IFAK solution so appealing is the fact they've worked in conjunction with the medical specialist Black Bear in designing and tailoring a bespoke solution. The operator requires a fit form and function whilst keeping it as lightweight and as small as possible on their belt kits. Black Bear, obviously being experts in this field and clearly ex-operators themselves, have gone away and handpicked different components, ensuring that they're as small and as functional as possible. This has basically aided the IFAK solution in maintaining its integrity whilst minimising its size. It's an excellent piece of kit, and to be honest, this has been what I've been holding out for all this time. A bespoke solution that provides everything that you need, a no-frill solution, a frontline solution, whilst keeping it as small as possible. And these guys have delivered. Terra B, in conjunction with Black Bear, have smashed this out the park. So good effort, lads. Everything in this kit is very, very effective if you know what you're doing. And with all things, you can buy all the Gucci kit that you want, but you have to have training in said kit, and you have to be competent and confident to use it. So just buying this kit isn't 100% solution. You've got to know how to use it. Obviously, this is a review, and I want to make sure you guys get the best impression and best eyes on of this kit as possible. So I'll be opening this and just showing you the contents of the kit itself, so you can get an idea of the kind of quality and what you're getting in the kit. So as you can see, everything comes vacuum sealed. It's got a kit list on the top, so you know exactly what's in there. But as with all kits, and I'm sure people from different professional backgrounds will always advocate, when you take ownership of any kit, especially life-saving kit, you've got to familiarise yourself with what's in there and how to use it. So best practice, really, get familiar with what you've got in your med kit. So without any further ado, I'll open this bad boy up, alright? Okay. Okay, so to put the content list to one side, I've got the H-vent chest seals there, which is basically you get one front and one back. With any kind of penetrating chest wound associated with a gunshot, you have an entry and an exit, or if someone's been a bad shot, entry, exit, whatever. So you've got two holes normally to deal with, so you need to plug them both up. You can't leave one open, because again, you'll let the outside pressure into the chest cavity, into the lungs, and it basically forces those lungs to collapse, and that's basically what tension pneumothorax is. So you have to plug those holes as soon as possible. It comes, yeah, very happy with that. Just all the kind of bullshit things you look out for. They gave me a good 5 years lifespan on this kit, which again is really good. So like I said, you'll have two inside of here. So that's the chest seals, and as I said previously, these are H vented, which basically means there's 6 drainage holes within that vent itself. So it's self-adhesive. So you identify the entry wound and the exit wound, clear the area the best you can of blood or fluid. Silly little things as well. If they've got a hairy chest, you're going to have to try your best to remove that hair, so you've got a clean area to put the adhesive. So you sight the H vent over that. It sticks down to the chest, and it basically seals that entry point into the chest cavity. The 6 vented drainage holes basically are angled and offset to one another, so that when you're dealing with the casualty, manipulating them, rolling them over, transporting them out of the area, obviously the casualty can go in different positions then, so basically fluid can get stuck or block one of those holes. So basically you've got an awful lot of redundancy within those 6 systems there, so obviously that's why you've got 6 and they're H vented and offset. So again, that's a guy who knows what he's doing, has been in the game a long time, and yeah, you've got the best solution there that you can get. And you've got 2, one for the front, one for the back, entry and exit wounds. Okay, here's your MPA, your nasal pharyngeal airway. It's a size 7 for Brits. Again, this is like a one solution fits all. When you're dealing with a casualty of this nature, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be unconscious, or they're going to pass out through shock very shortly. So with any kind of medical consideration, again, forgive me for teaching people to suck eggs, but your primary concern is always airway. So you've done your doctor, catastrophic airway, breathing, circulation, disability, all those considerations, or whatever country you're from, those similar type of considerations. Preservation of a patent airway is always at the top of the list. So if you can preserve that airway, you're then free to kind of move on to deal with the other issues, having confidence that that airway is secured. Obviously you check it on a regular basis, but you know you've got that airway secured. So this is basically what an MPA is for. There's other different solutions. There's an oral one as well, but again, we're talking an IFAK solution, a frontline solution that's minimal in size and weight. It's just that first port of call, deal with the incident there and then, call for the ambulance, call for the paramedics, they're inbound. You've either got a team of trained medics right behind you with all the Gucci kit that they're carrying, or you're a civilian like I am at the minute, and you've got an ambulance 7 minutes away. So again, you've got to be realistic. You've got to pack accordingly for what you need on the ground. There's no point kicking the arse out of it. You just need the bare basics, no frills, credible solution, which again this is. So again, that's an MPA. It also comes with lubricating jelly. So you open this up out of the packaging, so obviously it's sterilised, and you lube this up. So this goes basically through, it tends to be the right hand nostril, for some reason it tends to be a little bit bigger, and it goes directly back. So you'll have holes in your skull here, and it will go straight back with the aid of the lube, and it will naturally pick up the channel at the back of your throat and down into your airway, and it will also kind of move your tongue out the way as well, so that it's maintaining that safe airway, so you've constantly got a source of oxygen. Okay, so that's your MPA. Okay, this is in a foreign language. So this is your rescue blanket. Okay, again, so this will probably be tin foil. I hate opening up stuff. Okay, so I'm opening this up very carefully. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, this is gold reflective tin foil solution. Minimal size, but absolutely invaluable in a cold environment. So you've dealt with your casualty, you've stabilised them, you've gone through the whole realm of doctor, catastrophic, A, B, C, D, blah, 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 and you've taken care of all that, the primary, secondary survey. So now you're just making sure that you're doing all you can to make sure that the casualty doesn't go into shock, basically. So this is your environmental considerations, keeping them warm. Okay, brilliant piece of kit. Sharpie pen. If you've applied the tourniquet, you need to timestamp that for when the medical professionals get on the scene, because they'll need to know what their options are moving forward. For example, you've dealt with a gunshot wound to the leg, it's been a bit of a bleeder, you've packed the wound the best you can, you've stopped the bleed, but also you've kind of applied a tourniquet to help with that clotting in the initial first few minutes, to help aid the clotting. Again, I won't go any further with that kind of stuff, but a professional medic would then determine whether or not to release the tourniquet or keep it on, because that'll need someone to deal with that in an operating room. But that basically is to date timestamp when you've applied certain things. Also, secondly, you've got tension pneumothorax. Depending on your competency in terms of medical capability, you might want to vent off and deal with the tension pneumothorax. So certain landmarks on your chest that you need to highlight and draw lines on. So again, this is for that. Second package. Oh, there's my nice vacuum seal. Okay, another big one for me, which is a godsend again on my current solution that I'm going to get rid of now. Off-the-shelf solutions for compressed gauze. They're quite bulky, they're big, they take up a lot of real estate in your kit, so hence you need a bigger IFAK pouch on your belt, which isn't really viable and really what you want. It's not ideal. So again, Terra B, in conjunction with Black Bear Solutions, have provided a fit form function, perfect solution, compressed gauze. So this will be gauze that's just folded over, zigzag, multiple layers, so you can basically pack those wounds, pack those bleeders, pack, and then when you think you've packed enough, you pack some more, and get a lot of pressure on that bleed, which encourages the body's natural clotting instincts. And then in conjunction with everything else, the bandages and stuff, you deal with that solution, stop that bleed. So yeah, brilliant. For PPE considerations, personal protective equipment, you've got a nice pair of very small gloves. Again, I love the fact they've wrapped them up there so nice and tight, because you can never get them that tight in your kit, which is brilliant. This is the 2-inch sticky tape that I mentioned earlier. Again, those of you that are ex-military, medical professionals, or whatever background you are, forgive me, you'll know that when you're dealing with bleeders, penetrating chest injuries, any claret on your skin is a nightmare. Once your body's wet, Are you going to get a chest seal to stick to it first time? No, you're not. It's going to need a little persuasion. So any decent medic will always have a roll of Zinkers or Harry Blackmasker's tape to basically add to that adhesion around the outside of the seals, and you just tape it down with that. It's an absolute godsend, and you need stuff like this. This is the intricate considerations that professional guys look for, and for Black Bear to provide this in conjunction with Terra B for this solution, it clearly demonstrates that Terra B and Black Bear know their stuff. Again, yeah, top marks, brilliant. Okay, so I call these Israeli dressings. It's just a Brit thing that we call them Israeli dressings. So it's an emergency bandage or an FFD. That's what we call it. I'll demonstrate this with an add-on because I've got some open kits. But this is a 4-inch variant. And again, what I was saying earlier is the ones that most people can get off the shelf, easily purchasable on eBay, tend to be twice as long as this. It's exactly the same product, does exactly the same thing. However, it will take up shitloads of space in your kit, and again, then necessitates the requirement to have a bigger IFAK pouch and all the embuggerance that goes with that. So Terra B have opted for a specific tailored solution in the form of a 4-inch FFD. These are fantastic. Again, this is individually vacuum sealed, thank God. So it's just a perfect solution. I'll demonstrate it on screen, but yeah, Hoofing piece of kit. Start now laying out the items where I intend to place them on the internal plate skins, try and like best fit where they can go, and then go about then putting the hook and loop and the bungee cord in place so it can obviously hold up different items and make it nice and neat and tidy. As you'll see, there's a couple of items here. So I've got my decompression needle. Again, this is specific for dealing with tension pneumothorax. I've proffed that for my other kit. I'm now going to include it in this. I've got a sharp Stanley blade, again, in case I have to deal with anything else. And I've nicked a couple of op sites. These are just like basically large, clear plasters, self-adhesive as well. These are good for dealing with any other abrasions, deep cuts. For example, if there's more than 2 penetrating chest injuries, you deal with the major entry and exit wounds, and then anything else you just put this over to maintain that integrity of the airtight seal of the chest cavity. So you use these. These are good to have. And then a whistle, because you never really know. You might be out in the hoolies in the middle of nowhere, cracking your own little range day, an ND or something, can end up shooting yourself in the foot. Whistle, always good to have for alerting attention, so basics done well. Right, okay. I'm going to try and mimic how the vacuum seal packages were laid out, because they seemed obviously nice and tight, nice and comprehensive, so I'm going to try and go for that. So again, you don't want to commit to cutting this without thinking things through, or else you'll just end up with a shower of shit. So think ahead, plan ahead, measure twice, cut once and all that. Right. Right now, so do yourself a favour and orientate this lip the way that you want to insert it. So obviously it's going over there instead of fighting it as you put it in. So make sure you orientate it correctly before you try and put it in, because this is obviously intentionally tight fitting. So bit by bit, just give it a bit of time and just steadily feed it through.
Push it good. Push it real good.
Well, hi guys. So as you can see, I've opted to use the PAL system on the back of the IFAK kit. So the PAL system just threads through the loops in your belt order. You just pull it through, get it all nice and level, and then you're going to thread these PAL loops back and down and through. So I'll just demonstrate. So like I said previously, the Terra B IFAK comes with a nice reinforced plastic bit which greatly aids this, so that's good design. So you just slide that in there. It's best to do all four at the same stage, it just makes life a lot easier. And just feed them through like that. Best to work from the outside in. So I'm just going to pull that through a little bit more. Happy days, you can see that excess loop there acts as a stopper. Pull this one through, again acts as a stopper. Through and through, there we go. Okay, then as I pull the next stage, it's going to flip over onto the belt. So pull all the slack through the system, and then turn it over. Again, I'm now going to thread it through the first cut out there. Sometimes the Leatherman can be useful here. Can you just slide this up in advance into the hole, and then just pass it through like that. It just makes that bit a little bit easier. Okay, again, then pull the slack through, bring that little stop loop down. Okay, and then just for the purpose of good husbandry, I then just tuck these back under there. This dead loop will stop it from accidentally coming undone, but again, if you just do this, it's absolutely bombers. There you go, and there's your IFAK pooch on the back of your belt order. It's nice and tight. You can't move around on the system because the PALs have secured it in place, so it can't move left and right. So after several weeks of testing Terra B's IFAK pouch, I've got to say I'm very impressed. It stood up to all the trials and tribulations really well. Not only is it durable, but it's very ergonomic. It's been easily deployable from various different firing positions, making using it in anger very simple. I think Terra B's main strength is its simplicity. Your eyes immediately just drawn down to that red tab, and in a flap, seconds count. And then in conjunction with Black Bear, they really have delivered a very comprehensive medical kit here. To be able to buy this off the shelf for €155, I think is a bit of a bargain. Like I've said in the video, you'd spend days trying to source all this kit in the relevant sizes to minimise the bulk on your belt kit. So to be able to buy this from Terra B is fantastic. So good effort Black Bear and Terra B. I think that's a hoofing piece of kit. I'm really happy as well that I've managed to find an IFAK solution that's as minimalistic as possible while still being credible. There's been no compromise in medical capability here. It's just been finely tuned by medical professionals. So if you're after a kit that minimises bulk but delivers a big punch in terms of medical capability for catastrophic hemorrhages associated with gunshots, then this is the kit for you. Guys, well, that concludes the review. I hope you found some of the points informative. I know when I was looking into IFAK solutions, there weren't that much credible, in-depth information out there. So hopefully I'll fill that void for you and give you a bit of confidence moving forward in selecting the correct product for you and your needs. Any likes and subscribes would help me out massively. It just helps me to continue to do this for you. So hopefully by me reviewing them in the first instance will help you save money in the long run and get the right product the first time. So that's it, lads. Thank you very much. Take it easy.